What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. Check us out on Facebook. Our group is called World Travelers. So, next video is going to be number 4 of 5 on my top 5 favorite countries that I've been to in the world. First of all, if you're new here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It makes a huge difference. I know it sounds crazy, but I've been grinding for like 6 years, man. Give me some love. Give me a little love. Give me a little love on there. So, this is going to be a country that is probably near and dear to my heart. I would say it is a country that is probably going to be, go ahead and see if you can guess it. I'll give you 10 seconds. 9, 2, 1. See if you guessed it. This is a country that I would be most likely to return to. England. England is by far the most exciting country I've been to. I've done the most things in England. I've been to the most museums in England. I've done outside stuff. I've gone to Chatsworth. I've gone to the Castle of London, down the River Thames. I always forget the damn castle. What the hell the name is? You know, Big Ben. I would say by far, Stonehenge, obviously. The first time I went there, I was England actually broke my ice on the first trip that I ever went abroad. I went on a study abroad. I was there for like 30 days and stayed in Nottingham, England. In which time, the first night there, literally the first night that I got there, we wanted to go to a bar, and it was called Ye Olde Trip to Jerusalem. Apparently, it was founded in Nottingham, England in 1066. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's pretty damn cool if it was. Apparently, Richard the Lionheart, or whatever the hell it was, went there on the way to the Crusades of Christ. That's the story or whatever they told. And that's pretty cool. The not so pretty cool thing is apparently I tried to drink every type of beer I could that night and woke up with the biggest hangover on the planet, puking my guts out. And I wanted to go home. I didn't feel good. So I had to go to school, go to class the next day. Everybody was like sick and not feeling good, and that was freaking interesting. In Nottingham, England, they got some cool stuff. Obviously, you got the castle. I've seen that a few times. No big deal after that. It's basically just like a big art thing. But as far as bars are concerned, they got some cool-ass bars. What's that one? Weatherspoon is like the Walmart of bars. It's got a cool environment and stuff like that. But like for like $5, like you can get a literal pitcher. You remember those big plastic pitchers that you used to put tea in or something like that, and you just kind of pour them out? I guess a lot of the times you've seen them at like pizza shops and stuff like that. Peter Piper Pizza used to have them. Peter Piper Pizza used to put it on there. You filled up a soda, and it was like you set it on your thing or whatever. That's what they had, and it was a cocktail for $5. What the hell? It was crazy. So Weatherspoons was a cheap place to get like some food and get some chill out, see an environment, maybe talk to some locals. A little bit more of like a low budget place and stuff like that. And they tended to be all over the place. The other place that I liked about the other place I liked about there, well, the other bar was yes, I know. The Pit and the Pendulum. I just wanted to make sure I didn't mix the two stories up. The Pit and the Pendulum was like The best way to describe it is a bar, right? And it had like two floors. You go the base level and then the basement, and it had like torture devices everywhere, all over the walls. It was like something that you would expect in like 1993 Marilyn Manson video or something. It was pretty cool though. The music kind of sucked because it was like, I guess, like English version of like heavy metal or something like that. I don't know what the hell they were listening to. But if it had like some Nine Inch Nails or something playing in there, it would be a pretty dope spot. And I'm sure they did sometimes. But basically, like they had like drinks called the Seven Deadly Sins, and where you could have like it was like gluttony and just different things or whatever. And it was basically like rums and cokes and different things or whatever. And you would just order those, and they was like two for $5 or something like that. It was still a pretty decent priced place, but I guess it was more about the environment, like seeing the cool stuff. And it was pretty cool. It was like a dark, morbid looking place or whatever. And I kind of like hole in the wall bars anyway. The other bar, I did not expect this video to be about bars, by the way. But this is what I did on the first trip. I got drunk a lot, like I'll be honest. Then the one that really blew my mind was one that I did not know about. It was like a 13th century. Let me just I don't know what the hell. I'm blowing smoke. Hold on. I'm blowing smoke. Pit and wait. Pitcher. Oh, it's closed. I think that's probably because of COVID. Does it have any information about it? No. Okay. So maybe I could show you a picture though. Yep. Let's see. You see that? It's like a 13th century uh, cathedral, Gothic church, and it was literally like repurposed as a club slash bar. It was so freaking cool. Like the best way to understand it, when I walked in, the feeling, and I had already pre-gamed, okay, so I had a drink before I got there. So I was a little bit buzzed. So I might have been altered or whatever by the time I had an idea what this was. But basically, when you went in, the best way for me to envision this was if the world was ending and vampires were controlling the world. This is where the clubs would be. This is where the parties would be. It just seemed like something like that. It was really, really cool. Like I had never obviously drinking in a uh, church like that. It was a really cool, interesting mix on a non hateful religious way. Meaning like I don't want anybody to think I was like disrespecting. I don't know if people think that or what that is, but that's not what it was meant for. I don't think it was just kind of like, you have to remember for a lot of these buildings and establishments and stuff like the castles and things like that, they have to repurpose. They have to be able to make an income somehow, or else they have to demolish the buildings. Like I think it's actually quite innovative that they do these things to be able to still stay there as a structure that you can see and that they can still invest in and make beautiful or whatever. But the other stuff that I saw in, I honestly, I went on a little tour to Chatsworth. Chatsworth was probably one of my favorite things. Basically, it's like a stately house. Stately house means like it's a place, from what I understood, that where somebody can do like the government can, like the dukes and stuff like that, can do business, but still also be like outside of the city and stuff like that. And it was really interesting. Apparently, like it just costs like $4 million a year just to run the place, to do like the landscaping and everything and stuff like that. It was a really beautiful, gigantically gorgeous place. I saw a lot of thatched roofs. We stopped at some different places there, and got to see some really cool stuff that way. It was really interesting. We went to the Roman baths. I would say if I had to pick between the Roman baths and Stonehenge, the Roman baths were way cooler. I actually drank out of the Roman little thing that has been apparently putting out water for who knows how long. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But it tasted like crap. It was horrible. It was like tasted like a damn cave or something. Like you just walked up and licked the side of a mountain. It was disgusting. But apparently it had healing powers or something like that. I don't know. But Stonehenge was just overly crowded. I think Stonehenge would have been cool, like at night with like some light illumination with like maybe one other person or something like that. But it was just so crowded. It was all like, take a picture, take a picture. That's all it was really about. For me, anyway. I think one of the coolest thing was River Thames. I think that's the river. I'm pretty sure it's the river. Anyway, going down the river in these ginormous boats that are like the size of like shopping malls that have like couches you lay on and plugins and bars, and it was really cool. It was only like $10 or something like that. We went to different places throughout the whole thing. But England, there's another place, Westgate at Sea. That was just absolutely like a dream. Westgate at Sea was like a dream. If I ever had a spot in my life, a place in my life, a portion of my life where I thought I might have had to pinch myself to think I was alive, it was there. That was, I have some beautiful memories there. It was really, really nice. Westgate at Sea. And if you're ever in that area, I have somebody that has a bed and breakfast that I know, Sharon, and you could probably stay with her for a small fee. So, um, but England was just, I think my favorite thing about England by far was the dreary weather. The weather was just great, man. I like a light rain. A light rain is really nice because it doesn't make you feel. I don't know what it is about British people, but I just love the British people. I don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. But just like sitting there inside one of those little stores. What was that little coffee shop I went to every morning called? It was called, starts with a G, I think. Not Costa. I went to Costa a lot too. But this was a smaller, cheaper one. Coffee shop, Nottingham, England.
Coffee shop around Nottingham. Here you go.
They were everywhere. It was like a little chain of them. Sainsbury's was the stores. There's Costa. I'm trying here. Gosh, I can see. I'm seeing all the storefronts of these places, and I literally remember walking down right there. That's crazy. That's gonna drive me nuts. Primark. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Anyway, who cares? It was a little coffee shop that had like a little door, and they would open it up, and I just have a little drink coffee and eat a little pastry and stuff, and watch all the people kind of wandering by, going to work. It was really cool. There was even a place underneath the mall there that you could actually see from World War II. It was like caves that they had dug out to stay safe and stuff, and you could go down there and tour it. That was pretty neat. If you're looking for history and you're going to go to Europe, I think England is probably by far one of the most impactful places that you can see. You can see there's so many free museums. There's just so much to do as far as tours, and it's affordable. Like London is obviously busy and stuff like that, but there's so many outskirt places, and I had a lot of fun in so many places there. So I would 1000% recommend England. If I picked somewhere in the world, I would say probably like England would be my landing point, and I would go from there. So see if you can guess my next one and final one. This is going to be the 5th video. Please check us out on Facebook. Like I said, on Facebook, our group is called World Travelers. Tell me what you think number 5 is going to be.